Hello and welcome to Sports Stash, where you can stay up to date with the latest updates in sports. There are a lot of things in this world that are hard to understand, but something that is not hard to grasp is the sport of biathlon. The word of biathlon stems from the Greek word of two contests, and is today seen as the joining of two sports, skiing and shooting. Biathlon has its roots in survival skills practiced in the snow-covered forests of Scandinavia, where people hunted on skis with rifles slung over their shoulders. Biathlon-type events in Scandinavia are known to have been held as early as the 18th century. The first modern biathlon occurred in 1912, when the Norwegian military organized the Forvarsrennet in Oslo. An annual event, it consisted initially of a 17 km cross-country ski race with 2-minute penalties incurred by misses in the shooting part of the competition. There is a big name famous for this sport, and he is Biathlete Lowell Bailey, who has competed in the sport for 2 decades, including at 3 Olympic Winter Games, is one of many athletes who have come close to that feat and is eager to do so at the Pyeongchang Games in 2018. We have exclusive content for you, so don't forget to subscribe to the Sports Stash for more updated and entertaining content. Just one click on the bell icon and stay with us. Now, let's start with the things you need to know about biathlon. Number 1. Origin of biathlon. Biathlon traces its origin from Norway. Biathletes first competed in the Winter Olympic Games in 1924. More demonstrations of biathlon continued in the years of 1928, 1936, and 1948. At this time, it was not recognized as a Winter Olympic game because some of the participant countries could not agree with some of the rules set to govern the sport. In 1958, the first ever International Biathlon Championship took place in Austria. In 1960, biathlon was finally recognized as a Winter Olympic sport. Women were not allowed to participate in the game until 1992, but now women can also participate in this sport. Number 2. Thanks to Scandinavian hunters for inventing the sport. It may seem strange to think of a sport that involves skiing with a rifle on your back as an Olympic event, but biathlon's roots date back more than 4,000 years. When Scandinavian hunters would go off in search of prey on skis with weapons thrown over their shoulders. In modern times, the military adapted training exercises using the same techniques, and eventually, it became a skills competition for top performers. Not much has changed since the first recorded biathlon competition went off in the 18th century between the militaries of Sweden and Norway. Rifles are a bit more advanced now, and the skis are quicker and no longer made of wood, but it's the same basic idea. The military is still intertwined with biathlon. As Bailey said, if you look at the bios of a lot of the professional biathletes on the World Cup, most of the list are soldiers or border guards or customs agents. Number 3. Anyone can win. Any country, any age. Biathlon is, statistically, one of the most competitive sports. When you look at Olympic medal winners, biathlon has by far the greatest variety of athletes from different countries. Biathlon is competitive against a large number of countries. And I think that's what makes it so appealing for the fans, and it's part of the reason why it's popular on TV. Because virtually any country has someone in the race and someone who can win on any given day. And as a competitor, it is a really exciting atmosphere to race at a competition where there are roughly 100 guys in the men's field and 50 of them are competitive enough to step on the podium. For me, that makes it so appealing. And I think that's why you see biathletes, almost more than any other Olympic sport, come to the sport early and stay late. Age doesn't matter for this sport. A 46-year-old biathlete from Latvia won the World Cup this year. Ole Einar Bjørndalen of Norway won a gold medal, his 7th, at the Sochi Olympics at 40 years old. And then we have 21-year-old prodigies that come to the sport off the junior circuit and win Olympic medals as well. Number 4. Their workouts are like full-time jobs. Just because biathletes get to lie down on the job, many of their shooting stances require them to be in the prone position, they are still putting plenty of effort in the gym. Generally speaking, professional biathletes are training throughout the year, Bailey said. Our training regime is 6 days a week with 2 workouts a day, usually in the morning with a bit of time for lunch and recovery work. And then another 2-hour workout in the evening. It's a full-time job. If you broke it down, it's more than 40 hours a week devoted to training and biathlon. I think that's surprising to people that it's such a commitment that you can't do it as a hobby. Number 5. Just because you can shoot doesn't mean you can be a biathlete. We've seen Olympic sprinters transition into bobsledders, cyclists becoming speed skaters, and gymnasts flying into aerials skiing. But why don't we see shooters gunning for Olympic medals in biathlon? Bailey said there's a good reason why the majority of biathletes come to the sport from Nordic skiing, because most would argue that the cross-country skiing component of the sport takes a lot longer time to get to an international elite level, Bailey explained. Whereas you see it time and again that you can take an elite cross-country skier, and within a relatively short amount of time, say 3 to 5 years, you can get them shooting at an elite level relatively quickly, if they have the aptitude. Compared to the roughly 20 years it takes training cross-country skiing to an elite level. So, if you can shoot, it doesn't make sense that you are a good biathlete without experience. So, these were the things you need to know about biathlon. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you can join the Sports Stash and be a part of the channel. Thanks for watching the video.